Hi everybody. As a carer, a caregiver and a parent of a brain injured person, I want to talk to you about the characteristics of traumatic brain injury in people. Traumatic brain injury is the injury to the brain that's caused by some sort of traumatic event like blunt force injury, a crash. My son was damaged, his brain was damaged through an adverse reaction to a vaccination he had as a baby. So that can happen, so it can be a chemically induced brain injury. Most brain injuries are caused by some sort of accident, a car accident, motorcycle accident, just banging, falling over and banging your head, falling off a playground equipment, or banging your head, falling off your bicycle, or just banging your head some way or another. It doesn't take much. There was a woman here in our country, New Zealand, 6 months ago. She was attacked by a mugger on the street. And she was simply pushed over and banged her head on the curb as she fell. And she had massive brain injury. Well, she's actually recovered really, really well, but she spent months and months in hospital. And everyone was very worried about her well-being. Fortunately, she has recovered. But that's how quickly and easily it can happen. So the characteristics of traumatic brain injury are simply the person may lose vision. They may have a lopsided face. Obviously, their motor skills aren't going to be any good. Their fine motor skills with their fingers and hands and arms and feet. They may not be able to walk. Certainly, they may not be able to talk or to communicate properly. Anything that we just sort of take for granted, like breathing, our eyesight, talking, or failure to be able to do those things are all signs of traumatic brain injury in people. They can be minor or they can be bigger. Obviously, if they're bigger, they're easy to spot. But if they're minor, they're harder to spot. Like eye injuries, injury to the optic nerve or injury to the back of the brain, right back the back there, that's where your optic nerve goes, and that part of the brain is what looks after that. Injury there can be harder to spot. There are the brain stem, or is sort of the most primitive part of the human brain. It's right at the top of the brain stem, just in the back of your head there. That controls all our involuntary things like breathing, coughing, blinking, all those sorts of things. Memory, emotions, anger, fear. There's a little wee thing there called the amygdala. It's a couple of little almond-shaped things that are in that part of the brain, and they can control our flight and fright instinct reactions. That's, when you get frightened and you need to run, it's a survival instinct. All those basic primitive instincts are in that part of the brain. So if that part of the brain gets damaged, you lose that. You don't have that. So that's what you look out for. I run a business from home because I've got a son with traumatic brain injury, and I just can't hold down a job. The time commitment's too great. I want to look after him myself. I don't want him to be looked after by anybody else. I don't want him to be in an institution. So I choose to run a business from home, and that's what I do. So if you're interested in that at all, the link is workwithmikeshearer.com. I'd love you to click on that and just watch a little video to see how and what I do. The link's in the description below as well, so just click on that, and I'd love to see you there. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you when you join up. Yep.